Hello, everybody. So let's dive into these two questions below. First question, is it normal for someone to take over an hour of stimulation and or foreplay to have an orgasm / come? Absolutely. The thing with orgasms are the more you hyperfixate on an orgasm, the less likely you are to have an orgasm. And I know that sounds counterproductive because ultimately when we are stimulating ourselves or having our partner stimulate us, the ultimate goal is to achieve an orgasm. So we believe going into the session that has to be the end goal. But with some people, when they start hyperfixating on the fact that they are required to have an orgasm during foreplay, the exact opposite happens. And that's because you get into your head rather than staying present in your body and sinking into how good it feels. You're up here scrambling. So is it normal? Yes. What could be contributing to it? That I can't answer with one set thing because there is a variety of reasons that you may not be able to come with your partner. Some of the reasons off the top of my head could be the type of stimulation that they're doing. It just might not be the stimulation that you require. It may be that they are focusing on penetration. So maybe they're fingering you and you cannot get off via penetration. Could be a mental block. Remember, hyperfixating on the orgasm, having a really stressful day, maybe not being in the mood and then starting foreplay and just not being able to be in the mood. It could be that you're having a stressful day and you have a lot on your plate and you are feeling overwhelmed, and this is just adding to it. There are so many contributing factors when it comes to female orgasms that we can't just blanket statement say this is why you are not coming. Now let's talk about the terminology when we refer to orgasm and climaxing, because they can be used interchangeably, meaning orgasm and coming, and coming can mean having an orgasm. It really is dependent on the person and what terminology they grew up with or what slang that they use. However, orgasms can also be called climaxing, so it gets very confusing. So this is what I personally refer to as orgasming versus coming. I refer to orgasming as the state in which your body reaches a natural climax and you have the orgasmic flush. You get the rush of adrenaline, you shake, you convulse, you feel it all the way from your head to your toes. When I say the word coming, I am typically referring to some type of female ejaculation, whether it is squirting and or female ejaculation, which opens a whole other boat because female ejaculation are two separate things. So typically when I say orgasming, that is having an orgasm without any ejaculation. And when I refer to coming, that means there is some type of ejaculation fluid, whether it is the fluid that comes out with female ejaculation or the fluid that comes out with female squirting. That's what I refer to as coming. But like I said, it's based upon the individual and what they've grown up with and what you want to call it, because it's up to you. And just in case you're not familiar with female pleasure, you're learning more, here's just a really brief synopsis of the different styles of female pleasure that you can feel. I have 1,000 reels dedicated to these, so if you want, go check them out. Number 1, there are 12 types of orgasms that a female body can experience. Number 2, female ejaculation is something completely separate from orgasms, but they get put underneath the exact same umbrella term. Female ejaculation has 2 different things. Female ejaculation fluid comes from the skein glands. It looks milky and white like semen, contains a lot of the same properties as semen as well. Then you have squirting liquid, which is also referred to as female ejaculation. Squirting liquid is a watery-like substance that tastes sweet, that is stored in the bladder and excreted through the urethra, either prior, post, or during an orgasm. If you are struggling to achieve an orgasm with a partner, my biggest piece of advice is to start exploring yourself through self-pleasure. If you cannot make yourself come, it is very hard for someone else to make you come. And self-pleasure is a great way for you to learn your body and what makes it tick and what makes you have an orgasm. So then you can take that information that you learned during your own session and be able to say to a partner, hey, this is what's getting me off. Can you replicate this, or can I show you how to do that? There is nothing wrong with self-pleasure, especially when it comes to women, because it kind of gets looked down on a lot more when it comes to women and seen as dirty, and girls are told they're not supposed to touch yourself. There is no way that you are going to have a great sex life without knowing your own body first. So self-pleasure is an absolute must. It's self-care for your body, your soul, your mind, and your future orgasms.